thank you for coming.
Sure, it's my pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, what's your name?
Well, my name is Theresa Brannan, and I've been here in the Gulf Breeze area for well over 50 years. My father was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Bermuda, which is where I was born, but then my parents settled in Gulf Breeze, and I'm a Gulf Breeze graduate, Pensacola State College graduate, and a leisure learner.
I love it. And how long have you been a member of Leisure Learning?
Well, actually, I had to go back and look it up last night. My husband and I have been members since 2018. So this is like the end of our 5th year with Leisure Learners. Couldn't believe it.
That's great. Now, do you remember how you first discovered?
Well, I was
Leisure
trying
Learning?
to rack my brain, and I remember years and years ago, like 25 years ago, I used to do continuing education classes through Pensacola Junior College.
Okay.
And so when my husband and I became retired, semi-retired, whatever you want to call it, I just started doing a search for continuing education because I always enjoyed those classes, and that's how I found out about leisure learning. And here we are 5 years later, and I think I counted up, we have attended like 44 different classes and tours in those 5 years.
Love it. Love it. So what is your favorite aspect of Leisure
Well,
Learning?
it's hard just to pick one favorite aspect, but I think the thing about leisure learning is the variety of the plethora of activities, classes, tours, you have so much that's available. You go from arts and culture to local history, wealth and health, technology. There's just so much. There's something for everyone.
There really is. We try to keep a very big, variety of
And you're
classes.
current too.
And current as well, yes. So to you, what does it mean to be a lifelong learner?
Well, as I said, I've always done kind of continuing education, so I always like to learn more of what's around me, what's out there, what I don't know about, and there's so much that I don't know.
All
So I
of us.
still have so much more to learn. But another aspect about leisure learning that I love is having that one-on-one, face-to-face, kind of a front row seat. These courses offer us an opportunity to go into a business or into a tour and ask questions to the people that are presenting, and it's just a great opportunity that Pensacola has. So thank you for being here. I think of leisure learning as a jewel in Pensacola's crown.
Oh,
just another jewel
absolutely.
in our crown, because we have so much here to offer.
Such a great compliment. So of those 44 classes, can you, name a few favorites?
Oh my gosh, it's hard to name favorites because they all have there's so many different aspects, from the history to the health to the finance to the technology. Some of the tours we've taken, our first tour that we ever took was at the Institute for Human and Machine Cognition. And it was the robotics lab tour. And that was our very first one. And after that, we were like hooked.
Yes.
But there's so many. We've been, another favorite one of mine is the airport restoration out at the Naval Aviation Museum. That's the behind the scenes where you see all the work and everything that goes into what you actually see in the museum. And the Flight Academy that's out there, walking through that and seeing that, it's like, why didn't they have this available when I was growing up? But then we've had the tours from, I think it's Silver Hill, Alabama, where we went to the alpaca farm, to Destin, to the Fishing and History Museum there. I could just go on and on and on. I just have enjoyed so many. A couple lectures when the pandemic hit, you did the Zoom class, which was so relevant and so wonderful. I know it was to teach us how to do Zoom for the leisure learning, but it was another lifelong skill that we used a lot of over the last several years. And then another one, people might laugh at this, but I attended the Florida parking you know, about how to park downtown and where the different lots are and how to tell on your app. That's been something I use to this day as to how to use that. So just all kinds of things that are relevant to people that you just pick and choose whatever you like to do. So
Right.
there's always plenty to choose from. So anyway, that's just a quick of what I could remember of the 40, some of the planetarium. I think we've been to several planetarium classes, courses there on Pensacola State College, as well as Pensacola Christian College, and we did a tour of the college there too. So I could go on and on and on about leisure learning. That's why I was asking, how much time do we have?
No, this is great. This is great. It is hard to pick favorites. I'm even asked that myself, and it's hard to pick those favorites
Because it's
they're
an
all
individual.
great. They are.
And it kind of is timely, whatever's relevant for you at that moment.
The time.
And
Absolutely.
what fits and, yeah.
Absolutely. So other than knowing how to, you know, park downtown now, since, you know, we do offer that, you know, how, in what ways has being a member of Leisure Learning benefited your life?
Oh, just tremendously. I've learned so much about our local community, so much about local businesses, the behind the scenes tour of a lot of the museums and businesses that go on here. The tour of the ECUA recycling tour. That was awesome, and I think of that when I'm at home every day, recycling my goods and thinking about where they're going to end up and what it's going to look like. So I use what I learn every day.
I love it. I love it.
Kind of one of my philosophies of life has always been, why not? That's how I look at leisure learning. Why not do these things? There are opportunities that are right here, like I said, at our fingertips, and take advantage of it while we can. It's relatively inexpensive.
Very.
You have an annual membership fee, I think that's
$40.
still, is it $40? Okay. And I haven't renewed yet, but it's just went up $5, which is no big deal. And then each of the classes is a minimal amount. So it's certainly beneficial and worthwhile.
It is. If you were to recommend us to a close friend, what would you say?
Well,
All of the above?
I'm all the above. I'm totally excited to be here because I'm really passionate about leisure learning, and I talk about it to anybody that will listen. Everywhere I go, I talk about leisure learning. So now at least I can maybe have a link and I can say here's everything you need to know about leisure learning. But yes, I'm a big advocate and highly recommend that everybody at least give it a try. I mean, why not, right? What's not to like about this jewel in Pensacola's crown, leisure learning? And thank you, Rhonda, for all your work that you do, keeping everything going and organized. The classes all start on time. People can come as they are. There's just, you do a fantastic job. You work with a volunteer committee that keeps things rolling, and so I think it's awesome.
Well, thank you, Theresa. And
You're
I think
welcome.
you're awesome. It's great having students like you in our classes. And
Student,
it's
I
just
like
great.
that term.
Yes, you're our students. And I just want to thank you again for coming today and sharing about your experiences.
One other thing I would like to just say to people is it's not just, I thought that this was just for retirees and seniors. And maybe that's who your target audience is, but I want to tell you this is for anybody that's new to our area. If they want to learn about Pensacola, and they should become a leisure learner, or if you are working, you still can fit it in your schedule. Most everything's between Monday through Friday, and it's during the week, during working hours and lunchtime. So it's not just for retirees or seniors. It's for everybody.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.